Hello, everybody, and welcome to Manga Palate. It's my turn to start this time. Hey, look at that! After two consecutives, it's switching up again. Anywho, I'm one of your hosts, Pasticie Luna, here with my co-host.
Manga Chef Isaiah.
Yeah, and guess what? We're not done with Danganronpa. We still have some more stuff. This time we're talking about the TV show. Yeah, honestly, if we wanted to, we could spend another 2 hours on just two or just one. But no, we're gonna keep it trucking and move to the anime, Danganronpa 3.
Animes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's impressive, isn't it? That's kind of cool. I didn't think. All right. Anyway, we'll get to that. Okay. So it's the anime is for Danganronpa 3, the end of Kibogami ni Gakuen, and it's literally written the end of Kibogami ni Gakuen. So yeah, it was two concurrently running animes at the same time. Midai Hen started on July 11th of 2016, and Zetsubo Hen started on July 14th of 2016, where they both culminated with fucking Keyball Hen, which was a one episode thing on September 29th, 2016. Did you watch Keyball Hen this time? Because I remember you didn't last time.
I did. I watched both of them already.
No. There's Midai Hen, Zetsubo Hen, and then after both of those are over, there's the one episode.
Yeah, I saw the.
Yeah, with Everfree by Hide.
Yeah.
God, I fucking love that song. Okay, that's a whole separate thing. But yeah, okay. So Midai Hen or Future Arc essentially tells you what happened in what's happening now after Danganronpa 2. Zetsubo Hen is explaining how we got to Danganronpa 2 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kibo Hen is we're all done. So if you watch the anime and you played first game and second game, that's it. That's the whole story. There's nothing else that needs to be said, I guess. There's one thing that trips me up because then you get to V3. But hey, we'll get to that on a different date. So yeah. Okay. As for because Zetsubo Hen is a prequel and it's all of everything that leads up to 1 and 2. And we're focusing on the characters from 2. Everybody's back. Everybody's back. Akira Ishida, Romi Park, Kana Hanazawa, Tomokazu Sugita, Ami Koshimizu, Daisuke Kishio, like everybody's back. So I'm not going through all of that again. Because I still have like 12 other people to talk about with just fucking Midai Hen. Because there's the Danganronpa's so good at just making up fucking random people. I was like, here's this weird guy who has a thing. And they got a thing, they got a thing. Okay.
Like these weird people.
I fucking love these weird people. Juzo Sakakura is the coolest ever. I'm so mad. I'm so mad at what happens to him. Because he's the best.
Well, at least he dies in.
He dies in the coolest way imaginable. He dies like a goddamn hero. God, I fucking love him. Now, I was just like, I remember, like, when we first started watching it, I was like, man, Sakakura's kind of a dick. And then, like, later it goes on, I'm like, oh, he's even cooler. Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. That's what I wanted. So, yeah, Midai Hen, the Future Foundation that, like, is fighting against the Ultimate Despair. This is the whole thing. And then they meet up to have some conversation because they're like, hey, shit's kind of been happening, and the guy in charge Kazuo goes, I feel like we're not doing great. I was like, what do you mean? I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird that Naegi got all those kids together. Don't you think? I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's just it's been a rough time. I feel like the world is fucked. So I wanted to get everybody together.
To stop the world from being more fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. Versus Munakata goes like, what if we just destroy all of the despair? I was like, well, I don't know about that. This is starting to get kind of heavy. And then, death game.
Yeah.
Would it be Danganronpa without a death game?
Nope.
No, not at all. This time it's actually a little different. Because whereas before with the death game, it was like, I'll lame it out. Till one of you kills somebody, who cares? That's not what happens this time. This time, every 2 hours, people have these like wristband things, and the wristband things are gonna put you out. And when they put you out, the actual killer is gonna get up and kill somebody. And if they don't kill nobody, then the game is over. Yay! Also, the wristbands have poison in them. That you have a Okay, this made me laugh. NG code.
Yeah.
No good. No good code. Bad code.
You die.
Bad thing code. You die now. No good, die now. But yeah, essentially everybody has an NG code on their wristband thingy, where if they do it, then you just fucking eat it before anything else. For example, the first guy to eat shit is Daisaku Bandai, the super farmer. Or he used to be the farmer since now he's a grown ass man and he's not a high schooler anymore. But his thing is he can't see people commit violence. And Sakakura immediately kneed a guy in the stomach. So then Bandai died immediately.
That's probably the worst one.
He ate shit really hard. He ate shit really hard for like no reason. It was rough. But yeah. So everybody has their own no good code. And then other people, well, when they were passed out, they died. They got murdered hardcore. And yeah, that's it. It's a whole bunch of graduates from the school. So they all used to be things. Sakakura used to be a boxer. Ryota Mitarai used to be an animator. Okay, yeah, let's go through them because I got the list with their fucking with all their work. So, besides Naegi, Asahina, Kirigiri, and Togami and Fukawa and Hagakure, we have a whole bunch of new fucking people. So, Kazuo Tengan is the former principal of the school, and he's voiced by Hidekatsu Shibata, who has done so much fucking work. He's done a lot of old man voice, which I thought was kind of weird. Cause like he's been working for forever, so the fact that he's now become the old man voice is like, oh wow, okay. He was on Mazinger as Baron Ashura. He was in Full Metal Alchemist as Führer Bradley, and he was the third Hokage on Naruto. Kyosuke Munakata is the student council president, or I guess he was. He's voiced by Toshiyuki Morikawa. We lost our shit when we spent like 40 minutes talking about him.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Dante, Griffith, just so much shit. Forget it.
Watch that episode.
Yeah, we'll listen to the special episode. This is us yelling about his credits for 40 minutes. Oh, jeez. It was a lot. There's a lot of stuff there. Seiko, yeah, Seiko Kimura is the ultimate pharmacist, and she was voiced by Saki Fujita. And again, further proof that whoever the fuck is taking care of Danganronpa is getting all of the people together. Saki Fujita is the voice sample for Hatsune Miku.
How'd they do that?
I don't know. I don't know how or when. She still does regular work. She was on Concorde as one of the other boats, Akagi.
I'm pretty sure she's set for life, right?
I mean, depending on how that contract worked out, she's probably just good. But yeah, and also she was Ymir on Shingeki no Kyojin. So that's a thing. There's Chisayuki Zome, who's the ultimate housewife, which I thought was kind of specific, but okay. Um, she was Nagisa on Clannad. This is a little specific, but I'll put it out there. Do you remember Midori no Hibi as a?
Yeah.
Okay, she's Midori,
Uh,
the hand girl thing.
hand girl thing.
Yeah, I mean, would you rather talk about the not gay kid?
No.
Yeah, right then. We'll do that at some other point. And she was on Yamada Kuntonari no Maho as Karen Kimishima, the archer girl who turned out to not be a witch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then there's Miyaya Gekokahara, who was the therapist and the robot. Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Like this time it was a robot, but were they always a robot? I don't know. I don't know. I legitimately don't know because Gekko never said shit. Always used the robot. Always using the robot. Anywho, there's Sonosuke Izayoi, who's a blacksmith, which is like, again, I didn't realize that was a thing that mattered, but I guess it matters. He's Takuya Iguchi, who was on remember that sad thing where I like only the protagonist, Yahari Ore?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Hachiman, the protagonist. Sad man. Oh, he's also Takeo on Ora no Monogatari, which I am really big on. And dropping this for the Fujos, he's Ryoma on Love Stage. One of the few things to get a TV show. I mentioned Ryota Mitarai before, because he's the animator. He's voiced by Kanata Hongo. Hinata Hongo is an interesting person because you remember how I told you Danganronpa got like a stage play?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the live action actor for Naegi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game was
Also,
an anime. That's nice.
yeah. Also, he was the on stage actor for Tennis no Oji as the protagonist Ryoma Echizen. Because Tennis no Oji never dies. Ruruka Ando is the confectionery lady, like a patisserie,
Mhm.
and she is voiced by fucking Inori Minase. Inori Minase does a lot of work. She's Rem on that fucking ReZero show. She's on Danmachi as Hestia. And recently, and I say this for me, she's Itsuki, one of the Nakano sisters. I best sister on Kotobu no Hanayome.
The purple haired one.
What? Her hair is like paler colored. She's the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's purple. I would say it's paler pink than the rest of them. You know, like rose. You know what? No, I'm not talking about colors. I'm not talking about colors. Anyway, Juzo Sakakura, I already said he was the boxer. And I fucking love him. He's Junichi Suabe! Again! This is like the fifth time we've talked about him. He was on Meganebu and Sakamichi no Apollo. And what were you gonna say?
I think they really like him.
Yeah, I really like him. He's great. He is also on another Fujo bait TV show, Kuroshitsuji, as the Undertaker.
I'm wondering if he always plays the manly guy with like.
Yeah,
a
I
soft
mean,
heart.
yeah, sorta. I mean, well, like, Undertaker's just a fucking weirdo. He's just a weird, creepy guy. So on Sakamichi no Apollo, he was the main guy who's like a jazz pianist, but he's like not sure what he wants to do with his life. Sakamichi no Apollo is like a really good fucking thing. It's like a love triangle, but it's also like a coming of age story about a guy who was like playing piano, concert piano in like the 60s, but he wanted to get into jazz. It was really interesting. His best friend's the drummer, and they have like a girl they like, and it's a whole thing. Great Gozu, which I'm amazed he doesn't have like a regular name, is voiced by Kenta Miyake. Kenta Miyake has been getting a lot of work, at least more recently than not. He's All Might on Boku no Hero Academia, the big guy who's randomly names states, as I've learned. Like all of his attacks are random state or random city plus hit or smash or punch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because he's America, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. More important than that, he's Mohammed Avdal from Part 3 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yay! He's also. This is really specific, but I don't give up. Who am I? Who fucking whatever. You remember? You remember in the second season of Zarito Vampire, the fifth episode where they go to her village?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I know. All right, look, hear me out. Do you remember how Mizore's dad is dressed as a Yeti the whole time till they
Yeah,
leave?
he's the dad.
Yeah, yeah, he's the dad. He made the Yeti noises.
Oh, he did the Yeti.
He did the Yeti noises.
But he's not the dad. Okay.
Well, the dad never talks.
Oh, the end he talked.
No, he just takes off the Yeti head,
Oh, I
and then
thought
and then you see him, and you're like, so he's wearing a costume. What an asshole! Because like everyone else speaks perfectly normal Japanese, and he goes rar 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 rar. And then like they fucking when they get back to the village and they go like, oh shit, it's a Yeti. And then Surara, Mizore's mom, I said her name, like everybody knows her name. And Surara goes, oh hey honey, and everyone goes like, wait what? You married a Yeti? And they're like, yeah, he is great. And then later he takes off the head. It's like it's a costume. Why weren't you speaking? Why were you making weird animal noises? Why did you feel the need to do that? Oh, also, he's Zangia from Street Fighter.
no wonder why.
Yeah. Big, cool, buff wrestler man. He's sick as shit.
That's his thing.
He's sick as shit.
If you need a guy to make angry noises, he's
Yeah.
the man.
Red Sakuron. And then he snaps your spine. It's great. It's great. Okay. It's weird. I didn't mention this, but there was a game in between. That came out after 2, but before V3. Zettai Zetsubou Shoujo, which a lot of people didn't like the way it played, but it's still a really interesting thing, which we talked about in the first episode with our guest. And so two of the characters from Zettai Zetsubou Shoujo show up. Naigi's younger sister, Komaru, who's voiced by Aya Uchida, who we've talked about before because she was on Jitsu wa Watashi wa, as Shiho, the werewolf. Also, she's Kotori from Love Live, and she was the sister on Recorder Toranzo, which is the thing I really, really, really fucking love, and I feel we should talk about at some point, even though it's a young coma. Here's the thing. So Recorder Torando Seru so there's a kid. He's 5. He looks 25. His sister is 17. She looks 7. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's them trying to do normal things while looking completely different. So ransels are what they call the little backpacks that they give to all little kids in Japan so that you recognize them as a child immediately. So it's hard for them to get kidnapped.
Okay.
There's a specific hat and a specific book bag. That's what like 6-year-olds wear. 6-year. That's what 6-year-olds wear. Huh? Well, no, you just have to, it's a precaution thing. You know? It's so that, like, whenever you see that, you're like, that's a small child. It's so that you can pick them out from a distance. And also, it makes them very visible should anything happen. So yeah, he looks like 26, but he's wearing the ranzo and he's learning to play the recorder like small children do. So he's walking around with his recorder in his little book bag. There's a recurring bit where there's like a little girl like his age who has a crush on him, and sometimes they'll hang out. And he's like, "Yeah, I love you. We're great." And then the police come and go, "All right, we gotta put a stop to this." They're like, "He's 7. I know he looks 25. He's 7."
But he's 25, really.
He's not though. So that's a recurring bit. They'll be like, "Yay, Hina," and then they'll be like, "All right, no, but he might be diddling the kid. We gotta put him away." And he goes, "Who are you people?" It is a trip. But yeah. So she was the sister on that show. Uchi that gets good work. I really like the music that she ended up recording for the character singles on Jitsu wa Watashi wa.
Mm.
So it was really my thing.
She didn't do. No, that was Day by Day.
So what?
I don't think I listened to the other.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
that was
that's
the
Day
other.
by Day.
Yeah, no, Day by Day's the other song.
Yeah.
That's the one that was sung by the voice actress for the teacher. Yeah, I really like Day by Day though. Mal is the fucking is Akane, the grandma, the demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was on the cover too.
Yeah, but that's because it was a single, so it was 2 songs. It was Mal, who did Satanic Surfer, and then Day by Day. It was the name I can't remember right now, but that's mostly because I'm looking up my notes for the other thing. And guess what? It's back to the Zarito Vampire because Daisaku Banzai. Remember the fucking the giant super buff farmer guy who died immediately? Yeah, he's voiced by Rie Kugemiya. Rie Kugemiya was Mizore Shirayuki. And so many other things. It's always the first one I go back to. But she was Taiga Asuka on fucking Toradora. And she was Alphonse, the little brother on Full Metal Alchemist. And also Rise Kujikawa from Persona. So yeah. And yeah, that's more or less everybody from Mirai Hen. God. So everybody had a no good code. Nagi's was no running. Asahina's was don't be punched or kicked, which is like okay. Kirigiri's was don't be past this time limit, and also Nagi's still alive. And you at first you don't really know all of these things. You just kind of see it through events. It's like there's a Munakata as the student council president. For some reason, it's just really good with swords. It's just really good with swords.
I don't know why.
So he would just go around cutting shit up. And after
That
a
wasn't
while,
like his ultimate or whatever.
no, he's just really good with swords. It's completely independent of the fact that he's the student council president. And so I like how Asahina's good at a bunch of sports, but but they always call her the swimmer.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, oh yeah, I did track and volleyball and basketball and like a bunch of shit. I just really like swimming. So Munakata's thing is he knows how to take charge of a group of people. So like, okay, that's cool. But also just really good with swords. So he's trying to get to Nagi. He goes like, Nagi, I think we need to have a conversation. He's like, I think you're going to kill me. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like you're planning something bad. How do you know that? People keep dying. Every time you go somewhere, it's a death game. But yeah, so you just see him cutting shit up all the goddamn time and going through doors by like blasting open the door. And after a while, it's like, is his no good code? He can't open a door, so he has to cut them all down. It's like, yep. It is fucking great. Okay, Isaiah, gone.
I also like Satos.
Sato.
Oh no, Psycho. Sorry,
Seiko,
Seiko.
the pharmacist.
Yeah.
I love the pharmacist. She's great. I liked her from minute one. I don't know why. Something about him and make her like, I bet you're fucking great. And then hers turns out to be if anybody steps on her shadow, that's it. Which is where Izayoi and Ando team up to try to fuck with her. Izayoi and Ando are going out.
Yeah. Is that the first couple in Danganronpa?
I think I think so. At least people who are happy to be in a couple,
Yeah.
or have mutual affection for one another. Because I mean, Fukawa's not letting go anytime soon.
I don't know how
That's
Yakuza
what I mean.
feels.
Like, he doesn't like her flat out. He mentions on multiple occasions calling her trash and shit.
But he's still with her.
He still lets her hang around. I feel that's independent.
Uh,
I feel like okay, so you're not obligated to bond with somebody when you survive a near-death experience, right?
mm-hmm.
It says that you just happen to survive something together. Doesn't mean you're friends. But continuing to work with her, I think means that he's like, all right, fine, whatever. Just don't drool on me. You literally spend the entirety of Zetai Zetsubo Shoujo looking for him.
And you see like her visions. So
Oh yeah, her super fake like 70s shoujo imagination with all the pointy chins you could imagine. So,
yeah.
tell me, Isaiah, what even happened?
Summarize it real quick.
Yeah.
So for the future arc, Nagi, it wants to, like you said, meet up with all the other future Foundation members, and they meet back at was it the high school, or I think it was the future Foundation
No,
headquarters.
yeah, they meet
Yeah,
at their building like on an island.
yeah,
Can I say I love that while everybody's inside, Hagakura's just outside alone.
yeah.
Everybody's going through the murder game. Hagakura goes, guys, what's going on? I can't get in. Can somebody open the door?
And he's getting shot at.
Yeah, and then when he finds out what went on inside, he goes, man, am I glad I didn't get inside.
And yeah, another death game starts happening. Someone Monoguma's there. He just tells him what to do. Yeah,
All the good old shit.
yeah. I won't go into detail because you don't watch the anime, but
Just watch it. It's 12 episodes.
that's
It's not,
basically what happens. Yeah,
yeah. And if you liked Danganronpa 1 and 2, then you should care about this, because this is the end of it.
I would say this had more like romance subplots.
Yeah, well, Zetsubo Hen does. I don't know about Mira Hen.
The
There's
vast
moments there's moments where like fucking Asahina's like hot Naegi, but I'm like or not because like even from the game Naegi was all about Kirigiri.
mm-hmm.
What I find weird is that Ando, Izayoi, and Kimura seem to have a weird thing going on.
I'm not sure what that's about,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah, I
so
don't know.
they had a past thing which you find out about in Zetsubo Hen. But essentially Izayoi and Ando were going out and they were both good friends with Kimura, and then something happened, and they blamed Kimura, and Kimura said she didn't have anything to do with it. And Ando's a messed up lady. Her
Yeah,
mother fucked her up as a person. Her mother fucked her up. She is not good. But they've been friends for like forever because they were friends like in elementary school. It was like Kimura was making medicine and saved a dying dog. And then Ando and Kimura became friends. And then fucking Izayoi came along. And then he ended up getting much closer with Ando. But then they just kept hanging out together. Also, she has that drug candy.
mm-hmm. It makes her like the Hulk.
You have to listen to me. No, that's Kimura. She has medicine. I meant that like Ando has
Oh
a
yeah, she
candy
has
that
the
makes people do shit.
yeah.
She jams it in Sakakura's mouth.
She's really fucked up.
Yeah. You know what's weird? I'm interested to read the books because the books are also there, and apparently other they come up, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
They have more
The,
to them.
oh yeah,
Does this writer stop? Nope.
no, this ride never stops. I don't want it to. What I need it to do is to not continue as like an extended series. Like V3 is done. You can go back and say, "Oh, did you know that when this person went off screen for 10 minutes, they went on a whole adventure?" Yeah, fine, whatever. I don't give a shit. That's fine. Don't keep going forward. We're done here.
Then they'll add more characters,
Oh god, no.
more gimmicks.
Did I tell you about those Kitty books? Where the book is
Yeah.
the work yeah, where the book is how Kitty became a big old fucking super cool detective.
Yeah.
Even though she didn't know she was a detective for the entire fucking part of one.
She can't remember.
No. I don't know why I'm so good at detecting information. Who knows? Such a big mystery. Fucking oh. And then yeah, so Zetsubo Hin, which is the past stuff, is just explaining how we got to 1 and 2. It actually shows you the what is it? What's the phrase? It's like a fucking half a sentence long. The worst, most terrible, whatever.
Oh, the biggest, most awful, tragic event in human history.
That's it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it actually shows you that. And oh god, is it a net? It's really oof.
Yeah,
When
the
that,
artist guy.
yeah,
Good job.
that was an accurate description. That name you gave it, that's a good name.
The artist guy.
That's a good name for what I had to watch. Oi, with the fucking, I don't need to die. Assault rifle. Go okay.
I mean, I would rather die, you know.
Yeah. Fuck this. This is a real shit show. Yeah, just stuff me immediately. Fuck this. I don't. Just put the bullet in my head. I don't need like the frying pan and the multiple stabs and all that. It's a mess. It's a real. Holy. Oh shit! You know what? I forgot to mention the talent scout. The guy who was best friends with Kitty Kitty's dad. Kizakura.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. He's
He's there.
he's also there.
He's there. He's not as important as literally anyone else, but he's there.
He helps out at the end.
Yeah, well, it's because of him that the Kirigiri doesn't. It's because of him that Kirigiri doesn't like just completely fucking fall through that death pit.
Yeah.
Ah man,
The,
where
he
where
was
the
also with the relationship triangle, right?
well he's there with Kirigiri's dad.
I remember
He's
from Maku, the sword guy.
what? No. Munakata, Sakakura, and Yukizome were that weird triangle, and Kizakura is just kind of around. If anything, his thing is more that he's closer to Kirigiri's dad than anyone else. He was the guy who would go around from place to place to see if somebody should probably get into the school because they have the fucking super good talent thing. Like he just I don't know what it is, but he goes like he senses their potential when he meets them, and
Maybe that's his
why
talent.
that's what I mean. That he's this talent scout. I don't know what it is though. There's something about him that just goes like, "Yep, you know what? I can see all
He's
this
a
person."
weirdo.
Well, no, as far as people go, he's maybe the most chill.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah, it's just a guy in a hat who likes to have a drink and hang out. Like he doesn't seem like he's maybe a bit of a drunk, I guess, but it's not a bad thing. He just seems to be hanging out. He's really good pals with Kirigiri's dad. That's his big thing. So like this, when he talks to Kirigiri sometimes, and he goes like, your father, but it's just like, don't fucking, I don't want to talk about my dad. And it's like, okay, fine, fine, it's cool. We don't have to talk about your dad. I'm just saying, he did love you. Can we not? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Like it doesn't get super super messed up.
Nah, he's pretty.
Pretty chill guy.
I was thinking about Nagi's sister. She's supposed to be the normal one, but even then, she's still kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, she's spending all the time around Fukawa. I didn't expect her to come out as a hero. If anything, I would say that the most normal are the people who are just aren't explicitly weird, like photography friend from two. She's great. It literally took me a whole beat to remember her name. Like actually, you know what I mean?
Because she's so normal.
I mean, her whole thing is her mother was a war photographer, and his dad stays at home, and he doesn't have way too much going on. So her thing is that like she's a little more attentive. She's strict on guys. Koizumi is. She's like, but she's a lot softer to girls. But it's mostly because just her being raised with like what she feels is a deadbeat dad.
uh, yeah,
So yeah, like
seems
ultimately
pretty normal.
that's not that bad.
Yeah.
She likes to take pictures, and her description, or what is it that she said? She prefers it to take pictures of when people are smiling, because it's the way to capture one of the best moments someone can have.
Um, I think it was more like to make the moments memorable.
Well, I mean, is the moment memorable, or is it to preserve the moment?
Uh, to make it memorable, something like that.
Hmm. But yeah, and then I remember at the end of her thing is like, "Can I take a picture of you?" And Mahiru's like, "Holy shit, I never." Bleh. And it's literally the motive from the death involving Kuzuryu that is displayed in Zetsubohen. Because remember, Zetsubohen is about everything that led up to 1 and 2 and all that stuff. Can I just say, all right, since
Mm-hmm.
we're not gonna go into massive amounts of detail,
Yeah.
I do want to talk about one thing that is, I guess, technically a spoiler, but I'm seriously every time this comes up, I'm always confused and it bugs me.
Is it Shigaki?
Yeah, yeah, Tsunami. You know it's Tsunami. We've talked about this fucking way more times out of the context of the show. Like, okay, so Chiaki Nanami, Ultimate Gamer. Fine. That's kind of weird, but you know what? There's weirder things. So she's a real person. Okay, cool. She's here at the school. She's becoming friends with a kid from the reserve class, who's Hajime Hinata, and then he becomes the ultimate hope through the brain experiments. Okay, cool. Fine. Whatever. At the end of Zetsubo Hen, she dies. Okay, fine. She's dead. Then okay. And in two, at the end of the game you find out that everything is like a simulation, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nanami was there the whole time. Okay. Nanami's actually a computer program made by Fujisaki. Okay, fine. But the computer program specifically chose her appearance. So it's not that it was designed to look like her to make them comfortable. It's that in their memories, the computer program said, "Oh, this dead girl, that was a good friend of theirs. I'll take that." That's not fucking cool.
I mean, you gotta preserve the memory.
I oh, I mean like okay, all right. If say you have a girlfriend, yeah, and she dies, and I make like a clone that's like not the same person, right?
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Now what if I start dating the clone? That's fucking awful, isn't it? It's me being a bad friend. Yes, that's not the same person. That is categorically a different person. But I'm still an awful friend for doing that, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so now imagine a variation on the scenario that's more like the one in the show. That's um say say you have a girlfriend and she dies and then suddenly she's back and she's not dead anymore. But then you find out that that person is just pretending to be your dead girlfriend and then they leave. Then you have to re-accept the loss of losing someone who was important to you. Is that in any way, shape, or form okay?
Nope.
Fuck you, robot. Fuck you. Don't mimic my dead person. The person who means a lot to me. Fuck you, robot. That's not cool. That's not cool. Yes, all right. In two, technically they didn't know, right?
Yeah.
In two, because all of their memories as the ultimate despair is erased.
But they were gonna get it back.
But they get it back. Yes, they get it back and then have to re-accept that Nanami is super god. Also, in two, they explained that when they died, they were gone because their bodies went into coma states, right?
Yeah.
How
But
the
you
fuck
see
did
them
they
in
get back
the.
up? Yeah, how the fuck did they get back up? At the end of
I
the
thought
this,
he figured out something. I don't know.
that doesn't make sense based on what you told me. Game, is the game lying or are you running it back? Just
They
just
never
pick.
explain it.
Are you running? No, they did at the end of two. Like when you're having the trial against Digital Junko, they go like, no, see, if you decide to like completely
No, I
reset.
meant the part when they come back. They never
Oh,
explain how they got back.
yeah, they didn't, and that bothers me because at the end of two, they literally go, yeah, if we come back, if we get you guys back up, your friends are dead. They're comatose. They're not coming back.
But also, Hajime was like, I'm gonna work really hard to save my
I don't
friends.
I don't know how much time passed. It's in the end of two and the end of three.
So I guess he got them back, but now they're like evil.
They're not though, because we watched them fight the guys. Which, by the way, that was a stupid montage, and I love every part of it. There's literally that part where Koizumi blinds a guy with a camera flash. He goes, "Ah, shit," and like dies. And I just like, no, fuck you. You can't be serious. He eats shit because he stumbles off a camera flash. He's like, yes, he did. Camera got in his eyes and like, whoa, whoa, and then falls down a hill and dies. That was insane.
I
That's
mean, you gotta show everybody doing
good.
something.
Everybody does something. It's oh,
I don't know, camera flash.
I just like that. That's what it was. It's like okay, someone like Owari does parkour. She could do shit. She's basically an animal person. Nidai super strong. Fucking Solda can make weapons. Whatevs. Cause if he goes Flash, oh you fuck, and that's the end of that. He's gone. Oh no, out. I'm dead now. Oh, what a trip. What a goddamn trip. I like so. I don't know. I'll never be over the fact that they survived, and then
Yeah,
none of it was really explained.
I don't. I think they were just trying
They made it
to run it
happy.
back
Yeah,
really hard.
it was a full run it back on, and then like we'll close it out as everyone's happy. I just I wish you gave me a reason. Like if you're gonna run it back, at least give me an excuse for the run back. Like oh my controller got unplugged, you know? Like
Yeah.
validate the run back. Don't just be salty and say, you know what, you ain't got no skill. Like, come on. Give me a reason. That's all I'm asking. Fuck.
B3.
Oh God, no V3. Ah, V3. Jesus. I we keep saying V3 to each other because we know, but we haven't said anything about it in the context of the show. So I imagine they're here. They get it. They've probably played V3, but we're still gonna talk about it. But for some reason, I imagine somebody who doesn't know V3 listening to this and then going, "What the? Why the fuck do they keep saying that? Like that explains anything?
It does.
It
It's
explains everything.
justice.
It explains everything, honestly."
Play the
Then
game.
play, play it, play it. You've never needed to play it more than right now.
You have like a week, maybe two
Yeah,
weeks. I don't know.
maybe two, depending on the fact that my birthday is this week.
Yeah.
Can I say something? So in two, we see them like I guess slightly younger because they don't look like they do inside of the game, right? Or I guess what I mean is in the Zetsubohen, right? In the past version of them, they don't look exactly like they do in two.
Yeah. Especially the
They're younger.
I
What's the context for that? Why do they
mm,
look so different? Because like Soda's wearing a completely different getup.
it, it could just be the digitalization. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a memory thing. I don't know. I don't know. Like Tanaka's hair is completely different. I legitimately like his hair better like this. He doesn't look as much of a fucking asshole. And Pekoyama has like two loose braids instead of the pulled back braids. And most of them wear like school uniforms. Versus in two, they're just like wearing whatever the fuck.
Uh, I don't know. They didn't really explain too much, so I don't know.
I just remember where at the end of two they go, look at Sayonchi, she's so much bigger in this picture. Why is that? She hit a growth spurt at some point. And then in three, in the fucking anime for that's ahead, she literally just walks in one day,
She's like super tall.
she's like 2 feet taller, 3 feet taller, and everyone's like, "What the fuck? What happened?" I don't know. I woke up like this. Clothes don't fit as well, and Hanamura's just like, ah, and everyone's like, "All right, well, I guess that's yeah, I guess that's happening."
Just walks in like 3 feet taller.
3 feet taller.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, she was. She looked like she was 9, and suddenly she looks 26, and she's still 14. Or I guess they're a year above, right? So I guess like 16, 17. But she looks 24 when she looked 9 the day before.
I don't see anything that's wrong with that. Completely
Yeah,
normal.
yeah, it sounds like normal human physiology.
Yeah. I think it's
Okay,
Danganronpa.
so can I talk about why I love Sakura so much?
Sure.
Okay, so he's the boxer, right?
Yep.
Big buff boxing man. He was the guard for the school at one point, and he's super good friends with fucking Yukizome and Munakata. There's the part where he's getting picked around and they go like, yeah, why don't you admit who you love, and they show a picture of the three of them together. And I remember that like the episode ended on we're gonna say who he's in love with. And he goes, no don't, please don't. And I just in my mind I was like, if he's straight and they're both fighting over Yukizome, that will be a letdown because Danganronpa you usually go with dumb shit. You like it would be much more interesting to find out that he's in love with Munakata, but because Japan is weird about being gay, he's like, oh. And then the next episode goes, "You're in love with Munakata." He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna kill myself," and I'm like, "Yes, this is what I expected." Okay, fine. It's like, do you wanna hurt Munakata, or would you rather, protect yourself? Ha- I don't, I don't know. And there's the part where Munakata thinks that like fucking Sakakura has a whole thing going on behind the scenes because he had the background deal with Enoshima, and then he like tries to kill him, and he doesn't even feel mad about that. He's just like, yeah, it's fine, and he loses his goddamn arm. He's a boxer, and then he dies from blood loss protecting everybody
Yep.
by turning off the power and stopping the fucking because the it turns out the only way you can get out of the death game is to turn off the power because we were cheating from the beginning. Fuck you. I'm sick of losing all the goddamn time. But yeah, in that book, Killer, he comes up a lot.
Why?
Um, so he's dressed up as a murderer. Well, he's dressed up as a guy to help with an investigation. So he ends up like dressing up as a fake murderer guy. It's a whole thing. He gets involved in a lot of investigations.
Okay.
Did I tell you about Killer?
I think so.
Because like Killer is like sort of different. Killer is about the crime detective group that is like solving weird murder cases. Sakakura's part of it, so he's around a bunch. But he spends most of his time with Munakata. It's like a guy whose thing is fuck. Okay, so the main guy is the serial killer who kills serial killers.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah.
It starts off weird. Of course.
Starts off there, and he has his partner, who is a super who like hates gore, but she's super dedicated to shit. So she doesn't really give up on anything. And all Sukakura's on the team. They also have a person from the school who's like really good at art. So there's like a part where they have to make a fake corpse to lure a guy, and it's the whole thing. So yeah,
So it's like mystery
they,
team.
yeah, it's like Mystery Team, but not as goofy. I still love them going into the gentleman's club with the tuxedo. That or how they actually murdered the bad guy. They just shot the bottle rocket into his
Yeah.
face. And you just hear the gargling his blood and the fucking viscera is mutilating. And then everyone was like, oh,
Oh shit.
yeah. That or the little kid at the end, they're like, mystery team, new mystery team. So this kid stole a pie, and then he takes out a handgun and cocks and goes, "Tell me where that bitch is." Like, okay, but yeah, it's like murder investigation crap. It is quite a trip. It's fun seeing random fucking people from the school and going like, "Oh, is this a thing?" It's like, turns out this was a thing. Well, I guess the school has an infinite amount of people, so yeah. You can literally make up any specific thing and then say they were probably a student at some point, and just draw a random fucking thing. That's why V3 made me go like, oh god. When like V3 ended, I was like, oh, this is too real. This is too real. I don't like this. I don't like how real this is.
It was the most real ending.
This is the most real and it makes me uncomfortable. That's how real it is. I'm like nervous about it. I just look at my phone at the Amino app and I go, yeah, yeah, you're right, V3.
And some people still don't get it.
They don't get it or they don't want to get it, so they blind themselves to the truth, to the horrible truth of V3. Oh god. But yeah, so the fucking Zetsubo Hen, Mirai Hen, and then it ends with Kibo Hen. And I remember we were talking about this back when the show came out after a while, and I was like, "Do you remember when Kirigiri gets up?" And you were like, "No, what are you talking about?" And did you see it this time?
Yeah.
She literally fucking walks up behind him. And then in the after thing where the school is like covered in flowers and shit, she shows up and is like, "Hey, what's up? We gotta go." And he's like, "You got it."
That's it.
You see how it's very unambiguous?
Nope.
She's standing right there.
Yeah.
I
So
lost my shit when it started playing Everfree. I I'm like, oh, I'm such a big fan of Hide. Uh for those of you who don't know, Hide was, or I guess that's not actually his name. Yeah, he has a whole goddamn name. He was the guitarist to X Japan. He committed suicide quite a while later in life after he went solo with his band. He had a few bands, honestly. Uh, like Spread Beaver. Spread Beaver was a cool band. He had three albums. Jazu, fucking yeah. Jazu was the one that had Tell Me, wasn't it? I think no. Tell Me was Hide Your Face, and then there was Science, and then there was Jazu. Because Hide Your Face is the one with Tell Me, and also fucking do 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 do. I'm literally humming the guitar riff, but the song is Dice. Dice. That's the name of the song. He had a really cool, like, interesting musical decision after he left X, cause Toshi was wrapped up in a horrible horrible scam. His name was Hideto Matsumoto, but he just went by Hide. So yeah, Everfree was the song from his third album, Jazu, which happened right before he passed away. Was
jeez.
that 98? I want to say it was 98. Yeah, Jazu was literally in 98, November 21st. And he died on May of that year. It was a posthumous album technically. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It was a weird thing cuz some people go it might have been it might have been like David Carradine and it'd been a sex thing and then he died by accident.
They don't know how he died.
Well, no. Everybody super knows how he died. He had a towel tied to a door, and it was wrapped around his throat.
Uh, I can see why it's a little ambiguous, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like, was it on purpose? Yeah. He tied a towel to a door and hung it around his neck, and then dead. He went to LA, and then he came back to Japan, and that was it. And according to the story, is he went out drinking with his bro. He went out drinking, and his brother drove him home, and then that was it. And then in the morning they found him. Like an hour later they found him, and they're like, "Oh, he's super dead." They took him to the hospital. They're like, "Yep, he's super dead." So that's why I'm like,
But you think it
some
was the emotion from like the
I
old?
know no one knows
No one knows.
that no one knows because he didn't leave a suicide note.
No.
So they're like, I don't know. Taichi, the bassist from X Japan, or I guess former bassist, because guess what? Another death. This is literally the two band members who died. Yeah, he also died of suicide. Oh no,
Oh,
he's
okay. I was like, holy shit, this doesn't get any.
yeah, he did hang himself. Honestly, he hung
Oh
himself
my
with a
god.
bed sheet. But again, it's a thing that people are like, this is weird. As a matter of fact, his fiance is like, there were no signs of strangulation, and I'm like, are you sure? I guess I don't know. And then like she started a petition that was like, hey, can we investigate the fact that my fucking fiance sort of hung himself? Maybe not, but yes, that's a thing that happened. According to the story, he got into an argument with his manager, and then like he got arrested, and then the next and then in the prison cell where he was in,
Hmm.
just hung himself with his bed sheets. So yeah, I really love that band, and I remember when they came here a few years ago at Madison Square Garden, and I won that T-shirt in a singing contest. I like fucking I like lost my shit because they were like, oh, we always wanted to be here, but two of our members passed away, so now we're playing with these other guys that are really close to us, Sugizo from Lunacy and Heath, and it's a real momentous thing. And I like fucking had pictures of the guys up on the big screen, and like Yoshiki and Toshi were crying, and I was like, oh, this is. And they sang "Forever Love," and I was like, oof, oof. Big thing. But yeah, it's like no one's sure if Hide's suicide was intentional. It might have been the David Carradine I was jerking off with by choking myself, and then that was that. It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
But
Everfree is just no. I just mean like it's a weird thing
yeah,
to
it's
hear Everfree and then go like, oh, that's a really specific song that I'm like really into. There's like off his posthumous album. Instead of a whole song that's like, do you know how to liberate yourself from the bonds of society and blah 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 blah. That was literally his thing. That's why he like founded Zilch and X Japan and stuff like that with Yoshiki, where his entire thing was like, fuck it, man, I want to be me and I don't really give a shit about anything else. That's the birth of visual shock and all that stuff. He used to wear like really wild shit with his like crazy red hair, and he was like, and at a certain point, I can't remember when he was like, when people were like, "So you interested in getting married?" He was like, "Maybe I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff I want to do." He had a girlfriend, but then like nobody knows because he died the next day. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. But he was also maybe bi. It's a whole thing. Which is why a lot of his music is super present in the what you could say the zeitgeist of visual K as it became like the shit he wrote on Blue Blood and with like in with weird Indian percussion stuff or like scars or when he went solo and he had like string sections and shit going on like inside Community for Hide Your Face. This is crazy. Like so many people who have come out after the fact are just like, yeah, I love Hide. Why would I not love Hide?
he's basically father
Yeah,
visual shock.
he's the father of the huge part of the movement. Yeah, the Mook, Hitsugi from Nightmare, Galnieris, the guitarist too. You remember Hizaki
Yeah.
from Versailles? Hizaki and Teru, both of the guitarists. They're like, yeah, Death Gaze, Kyo from Deer and Grey, Lynch, fucking Silver Ash, even like American bands are kind of into them, which I was like, oh wow, I didn't think they would even know. Like fucking Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson is apparently super big on Hide. Ryuichi, the singer from Luna Sea, goes like, yeah, Hide was a huge part of why I started music to begin with. He's like, I guess he's like, you could think of him like Kurt Cobain, you know, like a guy who's like all about creating his art and his music and like being himself, and then like ended up really famous because of it,
Mm.
and then like after a certain point committed suicide. That's legitimately what happened to Kurt Cobain. Although some people are like he was murdered, and I'm pretty sure a guy doesn't like super shoot up on heroin and then put out a shotgun in his mouth, and then like, it's a whole thing. But whatever. So yeah, he there was like fucking yelling and telling people crazy shit and going like, "Fuck it, I wanted to be me, and I'm gonna wear this giant weird red latex suit and have this guitar with yellow with pink hearts on it. And it's gonna be fucking nuts." I showed you that guitar, right?
Yeah.
I think I did. It was
Yeah, you did.
the Bernie MGX.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful. I love that guitar so much. So like to hear Everfree at the end of Danganronpa, two things that mean a lot to me, weirded me the fuck out.
Or
As
basically,
that
you're hyped about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it made me excited, but it was weird because I was like, really, really, of all the things you could have tried, because they had like songs for the other ones, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Everfree, so I just started screaming and singing the song. But in retrospect, I think to myself, why though? Is it because it's like I'm gonna free myself? Are you free yet? Like liberate yourself from the bonds of society. And I'm like, that's a weird choice for Danganronpa, isn't it?
Yeah. Because they're
Like
all about Well, I
rebuild,
guess taken away from Monokuma
rebuilding the world, huh? I don't know if it's
is
like
supposed to represent more than what we know.
I guess there's just a bunch of shit I don't see.
Like maybe it's supposed to represent like like how Monoguma is supposed to represent how the
Oh,
government chains you
oh
down.
God, no! Is it Speed Trapper? Is there a really overt political message we're just not seeing? That's stupid.
It's too weird.
Is it too weird?
Now I'm thinking about it, like,
Could that be it? Fucking Flo loves He Did. God damn it. It's so weird. It's so weird. God, I miss that man.
he's still
Um,
here.
I mean, he's here in spirit because we have his music and stuff.
I
But
just said Flo.
wait, what did you think I was talking
You
about?
said Flo loves him.
No, Flo the band.
Oh.
FLOW.
Oh, okay. So you meant the Street
They're
Fighter.
a Japanese rock band. No, yeah, I know who you think I meant now. I was talking about the Japanese rock band that originally was a ska band and has gone through like 80 changes.
Uh,
You know, Flo?
yeah, they did Naruto.
Yeah, yeah, great. That's how you remember it.
That's how I
If
remember it.
you've done like 80 things and you remember the one Naruto song. That was Go, right?
I'm not even sure.
Go, wasn't it?
It was the
I
one. I could hum it.
Yeah, yeah, do that. That's Remember.
Uh,
That's Remember. Da 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 da
yeah.
da da da. I love Remember. I love Flow. They were a really interesting band. They picked weird shit sometimes. They're like, let's do a ska song. I was like, really? It's like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. But they used to be more like a regular punk band. It's weird. Like Go is a more like actual melodic hardcore song. Ah,
So they do
yeah,
whatever they want.
yeah, they did whatever the fuck they want. That's how they ended up like as a pseudo pop band because they did the song for Code Geass, and it's like you don't even really hear the guitar unless you listen for it, like I do. It's Go, it's Take, Keigo, Koshi, and Koshi's the guitarist slash singer, and he's the one who was like, God, he is so fucking cool. That's like, yeah, yeah, he was. Uh but yeah, I guess that's why I was like really hyped because I was like, oh fuck yeah, Everfree. But in retrospect, I go, does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if that
To
makes.
give you a bigger political message.
Is there a hidden meaning that I'm just not getting because I'm looking at it as just a really fun death game, and I guess I'm stupid. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? I just fucking love that song. I like Jazu. Jazu's a great album. Fucking Rocket Dive and Pink Spider are on that album. Rocket Dive is a really cool song. Uh uh Also all of Extra Pen shit when he was still the guitarist. Because they haven't technically put out anything since he's passed away.
What's the song that they did an Idolmaster cover of?
Kurenai.
Yeah.
Kurenai is from Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
God, Kurenai such a good song.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just gonna spiral into talking about Extra Pen and Luna C now, but you know, they're really cool.
We could make it a bonus episode.
Should we? Should we just? Should I? Can I just go on about music for like 30 minutes? That'd
I
be
guess
fun.
so.
I guess I will. Uh So like yeah, fucking Vanishing Vision was the first album, and then you get like Blue Bloods, and I told you like Blue Bloods was the first one of the first albums I heard, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Remember?
Yeah, you were at your friend's house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, it's so crazy. It's such a crazy album. It sounds nothing like anything else I'd heard up to that fucking point in my life. And they're like the founders of Visual K, which is now like such a huge part of the music scene in that country. And specifically X Japan as like Deer and Gray, Miyavi, Galneris, The Gazette, D, Sadie, 12012, LMC, Unsra, Destroy Overlord, Deadman, Screw, Daisy Stripper, like Versailles, all those fucking bands are just like X Japan is like the coolest band fucking ever. You know, it's cool. Marty Friedman, the guitarist from Megadeth for like their best album, Rust in Peace,
Yep.
moved to Japan because he was like, no, the kind of shit I love is coming from this country. I like sappy.
Wait, that's got.
I
Well, I
love
guess this was
why-
before like internet. And stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He literally like moved to Japan and like 'cause, after he split from Megadeth, he was like, where do I want to go? The musical diversity that is like and versatility of of the fucking of the Visual K crowd, specifically bands like X Japan, are like the reason I want to keep going. So he moved to the country. And he had a TV show, Rock Fujiyama, where he would just like hang out with other guitarists and shit. There's an episode with Paul Gilbert that I think I showed you, where they just kind of hang out and like play guitar licks and talk about shit.
I don't remember you showing me, but
Oh man, I
I
gotta
gotta
show
see
you.
it.
Yeah, it's a really fucking cool episode. Him and Paul Gilbert just hanging out, and they played that game that I told you. That's like Sheena Tony with guitar.
Oh yeah, you have to
Yeah,
name that like.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's name the band member and then the guitarist and then play a lick. And then there was another one that they did that was like just picking random letters, and then the random letter you had to name a band and play a lick by that band. And that fucking blew my mind because watching Paul Gilbert just pull out really crazy shit from nowhere was amazing. Like if it was like K, Marty Friedman picked something kind of like kind of regular, and they're like, Paul, what would you have picked? And he goes, King Crimson, and then he starts playing Elephant Talk like it's the most normal thing to fucking do in the world. Like people just know how to play King Crimson's Elephant Talk. King Crimson is one of the most impressive, fucking weird progressive rock bands to have ever existed. Their guitarist literally invented a new tuning method to tune his guitar to a specific thing that he said everyone should start playing with this new tuning thing. It is the most interesting way to play the guitar. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Robert Fripp. He literally called it new standard tuning. He's like, this is the good one. Everything is in perfect fifth in relationships to each other. I was like, what is going on?
Science.
Science. It's science guitar, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. I can't. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with it. So like, I literally remember somebody going like, advantages: perfect fifth tuning, wide range. Disadvantage: incredibly difficult to play standard guitar music.
You gotta work for it.
I worked for it. And Robert Fripp, the goddamn fucking mathematical wizard that like created all of these amazing music, like 21st Century Schizoid Man and Court of the Crimson King and Heroes and and worked with Brian Eno all the time. It's like fucking he just made it. He made it. And then Paul Gilbert's like, "Oh, I know what I would play. Elephant Talk." Like people just know how to do that. It's terrifying and beautiful in its own way. So I just think to myself,
Something
like,
tells
yeah,
me Paul Gilbert's not the average person.
he is the guitar version of board culture.
Yeah.
I say this as another board culture person.
Well, if you're
I,
here, you get it.
I don't think you can just bullet. I can do long distance run around by Yes randomly, but I don't think most people can do that. I don't think most people even know Yes like that. I feel like nowadays, if people know Yes, at least with regards to like the general populace, they only know Roundabout because of the JoJo meme.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people actually know Yes. Like Owner of a Lonely Heart and Fragile and Long Distance Runaround. I mean, Roundabout's a cool song, but there's a lot of fucking amazing songs on that album. Or Starship Trooper, which is like a fucking 6 minute long etude with all these different things going on, including like really cool country hybrid picking. Like, it's awesome. It's, oh, man. And to think like shit like that, it's like really weird and like varied in its technicality and virtuosity, is exactly the kind of shit that like he did, Taiji and Pata used to do. Like on the album Jealousy, you have Stab Me in the Back. Remember?
Yeah.
That is complete. That is preceded by like that's completely followed by Voice to Screaming, which is like a finger picked classical kind of thing. That was written by Taiji, the bassist. It's a really really cool song. It's a song I practice like every other day, just because it's so interesting to play. Okay, cool. I think I can cut it there before I keep going. This
Um.
this, this could be me just as a little section thingy. Like you said, it's a special episode.
Okay, so I'll just cut it. Yeah.
So okay, food time. What do you
I
got?
don't feel like it's a rib. Do you think so? Are we doing what are we doing the past or future
Okay,
one
okay.
first?
The future one doesn't have as much going on. Let's
No.
do the future one. I don't feel like it's as heavy
No.
because it's literally just kind of tying up loose ends. You
Yeah.
know, the past one had way more stuff going on. Um. Okay. Would you say it's a type of meat though? Would you say it
Yeah,
has
it's
enough
still
weight?
Danganronpa.
It's still Danganronpa. It's still convoluted,
Yeah.
and you have like shit.
It's like a
So
smaller.
it's a smaller version though. It's a hamburger. A hamburger.
Isn't
Meat.
hamburger too accessible?
Ah, yeah. I guess that's true. It's still a kind of
I was
out
gonna
there.
say like a shish kebab.
Okay, shish kebab's a street food here though. Do you
Yeah.
think? Do you think people look at shish kebab and go like, I don't know.
Yeah. Depending what's on the shish kebab.
I don't know. I feel like when it's just meat, you're like, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
I don't
It
feel like
has to
it's
be
a.
like a questionable meat.
It's got to be a thing that you look at and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm down with this. Okay, how about squid on a stick? It's super Japanese. It's super. It's still like regular old street food. You could find it around, but you kind of have to work for it. You have to go to like predominantly Asian neighborhoods to get squid on a stick.
Okay. But would you say like the future arc wasn't that important or like wasn't that?
I would say that Mirai Hen isn't that it's not more important or that it's not as important. Rather that what it does for the entire narrative of Danganronpa is just kind of like tie the last bit off. So it's not that it's not important. It's just more that it's like, all right, anything else that we needed to wrap up, we're wrapping up here. Like it's finalized by getting everybody together. It's finalized by Nagi's basically taking over the Future Foundation. And at the end of Kibohen, it's literally him like recreating the school and everything. So I wouldn't say it's as dense as the other ones, because it's more just like, hey, you know everything up until now, right? Okay, cool. We're closing the door.
But they also had like a little death game again.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well, that's why it's a kind of meat
yeah.
rather than no meat at all.
Yeah.
You know, because it's still kind of dense. You gotta chew on squid, man. You can't just swallow squid.
Yeah,
Squid,
squids.
squid's got stuff going on.
But it's not very filling either.
It's not because Mirai Hen only makes sense in the context of the rest of the Danganronpa narrative.
That gave me an idea for another food.
Go
Like
ahead.
remember back to the high school DSC one? What was it? Is it
Plain
cannoli?
cannoli. Yeah, it was a plain cannoli.
Is there like a meat like that? Like you need something else to make it better
I would
for
say
flavor.
it's not that it needs more to be. Okay, yeah, I can see why you're talking about it like that. Actually, okay. So then, how, how about fuck. What's the name of that really really big thing? Shawarma. Shawarma.
The Jewish thing.
No, it's not Jewish. What?
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
I saw that.
Shwarma. It's Turkish. It's Middle Eastern, just like shish kebab.
Okay, yeah.
It's a street food in like Egypt and stuff, but over here it's you get it like at a place. And shawarma, you don't just eat the meat. You eat the meat with a bunch of shit. Like you put it in bread. You put like sauces on it. You eat it with vegetables.
It's like a
It's like
burrito,
a
right?
whole thing. It's more like a panini.
Panini. Yeah.
But you know gyro, the Greek thing.
Yeah, I know gyro. Uh,
Yeah. So yeah. What about shawarma?
Alright. Yeah, that
Because
works.
there's meat there, but honestly, you don't just eat the meat.
You need
And
more.
there's places for it here in the city, but you got to go find it.
Yeah. Specific places.
Yeah, to find the right kind of shawarma. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right because I know it's like vaguely Turkish but not Turkish. So I don't know. Some others go like shawarma, shawarma, chawarma. I don't fucking know. It's a lot of different things. I am most familiar with shawarma. So how about shawarma?
Yeah, it works.
All right, cool. All
Now
right,
for the
so
pass.
okay, so the past is much denser. The past is like the preamble to everything up until now. It has less murders, but also more important deaths.
Very important, this.
The most important. The okay, so this one's heavy, and this one's got a lot, but it's still only in relation to the other things, right? Because I feel like on its own it's got a lot going on, but it has even more weight
Like if
when
you played
you
the game first.
played the games. Like if you just watched Zetsubohen, you would go like, "Oh shit, I wonder where that went," you know. But then you play the games, you're like, "Oh fuck." So I feel like on its own, it's already good, but with more, it could be even more.
Would it be something that you go back to and has like a really good taste in your mouth?
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not a
I was,
steak though. 'Cause-
I don't know if it. I don't know if it is a steak. Would it be a like an amazing piece of steak? Like it might be flank steak, but it's not sirloin.
it's not filet mignon.
It's not filet mignon.
Mignon.
Yeah, it's French. It's French. French has a lot of stupid.
Um, would it be the ribeye?
No, ribeye's still kind of classy. I mean more like chuck or plate or flank or like it's there. But you know what's interesting about flank? Yeah, like flank, it's if you cut it across the grain, it gets a lot more tender and it serves a better. Maybe it's flank actually. Now that I'm thinking about it,
A flank steak.
yeah, maybe it's flank steak. Usually when you think about chuck, people like broil it
Oh, that's thick.
because it's
Yeah.
thicker end. But because flank is tenderer and like thinner, you can like instead of slow roasting, you can just like regular roast it really fast. And the way flank is because of the way the muscle fibers are on the low end of the cow, when you cut it across its grain, it loosens up a lot and becomes a lot more tender. So there's like ways to prepare it that make it better, and the ways to prepare it
Could be the
are
way you could watch it.
yeah, the context in which you watch it. Did you watch it with the full context of the things, or did you watch it only given the context of what you're watching? Huh? Huh?
Yeah, it's a flank.
Steak. Fuck yeah, I did it.
Two for two. Two for
Two.
one episode.
Two for one episode. Technically, we talked about two things. Oh, all right. Okay. So everybody shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Time for the news. Okay. What what news thing do you have to share?
I wanna shout out all our fans, subscribers.
Wait, what? Oh,
For
okay.
Humble Bundle, there's this new recording software bundle.
Is there?
Yeah, it's till
Okay.
July 5th.
Okay.
And yeah, anyone who wants to be a YouTuber now has the material to do so.
Shut the fuck up. Is that really what it said?
No, I mean
I
that.
I kind of wish that it was called the YouTuber bundle.
But it has
What's it called?
XSplit. It's called recording software bundle.
Actually?
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's good.
It has the stuff for streaming. Mostly
Well,
streaming. But yeah, you can still
what,
record on XSplit. And
like restream or like
yeah,
what?
they have restream.
Okay.
And only
X.
difference with the packages is like the amount of your subscription you have.
Oh, is it like the first one is a month and the other one's 3 months
Yeah,
and the other one's
exactly.
like a year?
Yeah,
Okay. Wait, how long is it going until?
I think July 5th. Let me double check.
Yeah. Come on, man. It can't be that hard to type the words humble bundle.
I typed it, but I don't see it.
Hit the amount of bundles up top, and then look.
I'm seeing the games. I want the software.
Okay, hold on. I'm going. Is it the one that says streaming 2019?
Yeah. How'd you see
It expires in a day. Good one.
it? Oh, shit.
Until June 24th.
Oh.
By the time you put this up, I know that means it's over.
Oh.
Um, you're a hero. I love you,
I
buddy.
saved it
You
from.
tried.
Yeah.
You tried.
Yeah.
You tried. And I respect that about you. You know, there's nothing I like better than watching you actually try instead of going, oh, I don't know. So,
Well, I could talk about the monthly bundle. They have Moonlighter. Yeah.
Moonlighter's cool.
Yeah.
Moonlighter's super cool.
I saved it. Yeah.
Wait, is that what you think you did just now?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Fine. Believe whatever you want, man. I don't give a shit. If you want to believe that that's saving it, you saved it. Ah, man. Guess what I just fucking found out? This is my news thing. Y'all gonna lose your shit. Do you remember the television show Prison Break?
Yep.
Yeah? Do you remember the best friends had a playthrough of the shitty PS3 game?
No.
It's like one of their earliest things.
I don't think I
Straight up.
watched it.
Yeah. It's really funny. You should watch it because we love the best friends, although it's kind of sad to watch their old stuff now. Part of me is a little hurt. Okay. So, Prison Break came out in 2005 and ran for 4 seasons. Okay?
Okay.
The fifth season came out 10 years after the fact. It's called Prison Break Resurrection. Okay?
Okay.
Now what? Now there's a reason I'm getting to. I'm like having you walk along with me. So, The show became popular in Japan the second it started airing in 2006, right? And then the 2017 season, Resurrection, has also gotten really popular over streaming services. You know, your Hulu's, your Netflix, and whatnot. So guess what's happening? There's a fucking manga being made about Prison Break.
Um,
I'm not lying to you. This is no
a
joke,
manga.
ladies and gentlemen. There is a manga being drawn that is the first season of Prison Break, and I'm going to take this picture of the volume 1 and 2 tankobon, the full volumes. I'm gonna send it to you right now, and I want to hear your live reaction to this. I want you to look at that picture. This is
Oh
this is
boy,
sort of crew.
what the fuck is this? No, 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 no.
Yes,
What's the difference between one and two?
I
Just a
mean,
close up.
yeah, it's closer. It's a little bit dark. I think that might actually be the DVD cover. I think they drew a manga version of the DVD cover.
What?
I'm about to look it up.
It
Prison Break
looks.
season 1.
It doesn't look right.
Looks weird, right?
It doesn't look right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. All right, I'm
Like
looking up.
his in the second one, his face looks like it's like peeling.
Oh my God, Isaiah, I was right. It is the prison. It is the DVD box art. He drew the DVD box art. Here, hold on.
Oh my god.
Here, hold on. Fuck you, Google. Why do you do this to me?
This link is too long.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Oh my fucking God.
Oh, I see it though.
I hate you so much,
No, I
Google.
see it.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same. It's
It
exactly
is.
the same.
It's exactly the same. It's the poses and everything. Fuck.
The only difference is the jail cells.
Yeah, it looks a little different. The background is a little different, but it's Prison Break. Were you ready for that?
No,
Were you ready for this news?
I was not ready. Um, why are they doing this? Who is this for?
I don't know. It's for me now.
Is it to get the Americans in?
Here's a picture of a page. It's actually drawn really well. It weirds me out. It looks like it's from the manga Old Boy, not the movie, the Korean movie, the like actual weird manga with the murder stuff.
That is weird.
Right? It's kind of like the background's all swirly and dark and miserable. It's nuts. It's
It's so
fucking
weird.
nuts.
It's so weird. It's so different.
Yep. Yep.
It looks
So
like Itsuki, the horror manga. Forgot his name.
which one? There's a lot.
Juji Ito.
Oh, Junji Ito. Yeah, it does the background does feel kind of Junji Ito. Like Hyoryo Kyoshitsu. I think that's the Italian guy. Who's the bad guy? I don't know too much because I only know what I saw from the best friends playthrough. That's as much as I know about Prison Break. Matt apparently watched it, so he makes some comments about the show. And yeah. So Prison Break has now got a manga.
Are they gonna make more American movies and manga?
I hope
Like
so.
Top Gun.
Oh God, the Fujos would love Top Gun. It's so gay, not gay.
uh, if you
When they're
guys make a
playing,
manga that's
when they're
copyrighted to
playing
Manga
ball.
Palate.
Remember when they're playing volleyball, and then he like basically says, "I will always have you." Fucking they cry. The fucking friend dies in that explosion because he's a bad pilot. Oh God, Top Gun. You know what? I want to see Teen Wolf. If we're gonna talk about shitty movies from the '80s, I want it to be Teen Wolf. I want to watch Michael J. Fox as a werewolf trying to get his dick wet. Or you know what? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I want you to draw actual criminal Matthew Broderick having fun driving a car with the cute girlfriends. Actual criminal Matthew Broderick. Did you ever listen to that How Did This Get Made episode?
No.
Okay. So Matthew Broderick did that fucking awful movie Deck the Halls. There's a Christmas movie where he hangs out with
Yeah,
Danny
I
DeVito.
saw it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they did the episode for How Did This Get Made, they had a person who worked on the set, and then like how everybody was broken emotionally at that moment in time. Kristen Chenoweth was just crying all the time because she was getting divorced, and so another actress told her to freeze her eggs, and Danny DeVito never stayed. Danny DeVito came in, did his scenes, and flew the same day, like he never wanted to fucking be there. And Matthew Broderick had his face in his hands, like on the ground, like sitting down with his face in his hands, and just going, "This is the lowest. This is the lowest point of my entire life." Yep, yep. And I'll have you know, Matthew Broderick killed a woman. And somehow, this was more depressing. Matthew Broderick got into a car accident and killed a woman and her daughter. And somehow, doing Deck the Halls was more depressing than that. I want to see somebody draw actual criminal Matthew Broderick. Actual criminal Matthew Broderick pretending to be sick so he can skip out on school and ride in a hot rod car with his best friend and a cute girlfriend. I need more stupid random adaptations of things in manga form. Have you ever seen the Star Wars manga?
There's a Star Wars manga.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. Luke actually kills Darth Vader. Oh my god, yes. We need to do an episode.
Wait.
We need to do an episode on that right the fuck now. Fuck you. I refuse to not let you read this.
Star Wars manga.
Yes. Star Wars manga is insane.
Luke kills Darth Vader.
Yeah, he decapitates him. Like he actually fucking cuts off his head.
Why are they doing this? Why is Princess Leia like a cute Moe girl? This doesn't feel right.
This doesn't feel right. Yeah. I bet she wasn't happy about it. Carrie Fisher wouldn't have been happy about it. But did you see Palpatine though?
No.
Okay, hold on. I have to pull up the fucking big, craggly, horrible monster face of Emperor Palpatine from that Star Wars manga. Oh god, it's so good. This could be a whole thing. Like I can't wait to do this fucking episode with you. All right, check this out. Look at Emperor Palpatine up there with the Death Star in his hands. Yeah. Something dark side. And then down, look at beautiful Bishonen Luke Skywalker. That's Mark Hamill. And to his right, handsome fucking shoujo manga protagonist Han Solo. He looks like he should give Princess Leia a kabedon. And ask her how she feels about him. No, it happens a lot in shoujo manga too. So yeah, we need to do this at some point.
It looks wrong.
That's fucking fantastic. It's the best. It's the best. The future of the galaxy is at stake. This is war. Fucking come on.
This is Star Wars.
It's a Star War. It's a Star War. God, it's amazing. Fucking amazing. There's also a completely original story manga, the Star Wars. It's a trip. It's a trip. Okay, so yeah, that's my news. Prison Break has a manga. Fuck you. It's time to get high.
Where are we going?
Yeah, yeah. This is what we're good. Who are we? We're Manga Palate. You're here. You get it. You know this is what you came here for. You came here for the really weird subversive shit.
Oh yeah, subscribe to our Patreon.
Shut up. We don't have fucking. Were we talking about tiers?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would lowest tier be?
Um.
What's
Was it
is
like
it?
you get the boat or something? You get the.
No, it would you get the bathroom because you get the bathroom means you're not even contributing.
Uh,
As a matter of fact, that's what it would be. If you don't subscribe to our Patreon, you get the bathroom. That's what it is.
um.
Okay, okay. Would $2 be you get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Garrett, you get it. You know we need at least $3 a month, so I can buy a sandwich and split it in half with my friend. Uh I like that you immediately jumped to that. Subscribe to our Patreon. like that's a thing we've even planned out or something. But yes, yes. Seriously though, what are you hype about? Get hype. Get hype.
Samurai Showdown came out.
Oh, have you been playing it?
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh, how's it look?
It looks like the old one.
Wait, what?
Like in terms of like the slowness, it looks like the old one. Yeah.
It's just as measured, and you can die at any moment. Is
Yeah.
that what?
One of
That
the
must be
characters.
playing fucking weird.
One of the characters has a jumping heavy slash that hits like 9 times. I think it's Jugo or Juzo.
That's fucking. That sounds god awful. That sounds like that does 80% of your health.
It does.
Yeah, yeah. It's only if it's Sam's show, you're
And
fucking
it's
dead.
plus on block.
Oh god. Oh god.
And it crosses up sometimes.
What the fuck? What do you mean sometimes? How is that not a thing?
You're
People
just walking like to the right, and then it just hits you,
uh,
and you
what
get
the
a combo. You get
what the
combos.
fuck? Sam show, stop. Sam show, stop right now. What the fuck? I don't like that you said it crosses up sometimes.
You
That
don't. It's really ambiguous.
it's the most ambiguous if you're not sure. That's the definition of ambiguity. I don't know. Is it gonna cross up this time? I guess it will. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna
Wow.
play that game.
Yeah. Fucking. I guess yeah. Get hype. Holy shit. What do you even say to that? What do you even say to that? I guess we're going. I guess we're going.
I got it. Yoshi Tora.
Yoshitora.
Yeah.
Yoshitora. Huh. Okay.
He has 9 blades.
That
They're
that
different colors.
Samurai Showdown. If you have like a girl with a bird and a knife, and a guy with like 8 knives, that sounds like Sam Show. Anything else to say about it?
The only thing I don't like is it looks slow once again, but
Well, yeah, because it's the definition of it's footsie's the game.
yeah. And if you
Yeah,
press the
caught,
button,
that's
you
it.
get punished hard.
You get caught, that's it.
Yeah.
It's not even like a regular whiff punish where it might start a combo. It's always like you're almost gonna die.
Yeah.
That's always been Sam Show.
They also
So,
have the new like insta kill.
oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's the new mechanic.
Go on, explain.
Well, it's like Guilty Gear. You power up, you get an insta kill. But or it leaves you like very close to dead.
So it's like Yoshimitsu, where he
Yeah.
stab through himself.
No, you don't stab yourself. You just
No, but I mean, like in the same thing of like it takes a good minute, but if it hits, you're out.
yeah.
Oh, Okay. Is that what they call it? An insta kill?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Anything else?
Mm, nah, still like Justice came out. I saw like one video of it, so I don't want to go too much in detail.
Okay. That's cool. Mine is also a video game, but a very different video game. Um, all right. You listen to this show. You're with it. You're here. You know what's up.
Is it
Y'all know
Rampa?
No. Y'all know Vampire the Masquerade, right?
Yeah.
Everybody should know Vampire the Masquerade. Vampire the Masquerade's great. You're a vampire of like one of 18 clans, and every clan has their own power set. I'm a Toreador. I've always been a Toreador. I will go into the grave a Toreador. That's the hypest class for me. I don't give a fuck what you say. I wave my hand and suddenly everyone's like, yes, okay, what's up? What do you need? It's the best. Anyway, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines was a video game on the PC way back when. And for some reason, I don't know why or when, they were like Paradox Interactive was like, what if we do it again? And I feel I and a
Wait,
few other people
is it
are
recent?
hyped as fuck about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Yeah, it got announced a few months ago, and over the E3 weekend, which kind of passed recently, they gave out more trailers and more information about the different clans. So yeah, you got the Thin Bloods, who are like weak vampires but have control over animals. You got the Bruja, who are like violent and can do like, and then Tremere, who do magic, and the Ventru, who like do mind control. The Malkavian has always been a favorite as far as like the clans from the games go. I mean, from the tabletops go, because the Malkavian thing is they're crazy, but they use their craziness to affect the real world. Like the demons in their head become demons on the outside and murder people.
That sounds like Carl's. I mean,
Yeah, it sounds like it would be his thing.
yeah.
I've actually always wanted to play Vampire the Masquerade as like a tabletop, but Vampire the Masquerade is really dialogue heavy and is more like conceptual than there's like go stab a guy. So it's always been like a harder thing to try to play. I've come up with a compromise being urban darkness, urban shadows, but still. And I just found out that the Toreador clan is totally gonna be in the game, so I'm really hype as fuck about playing a Toreador. Toreador are like the artists and like weird, fancy, obsessed people. And they're all about beauty, and it goes like that's what they say, but everyone else knows that they're just goddamn lunatics. It's like I will be the most beautiful way to die, and then you eat a person.
So they're just crazy people.
They're not crazy people. They're obsessed with the specific thing. So it's like if one guy's all about art, then he's all gonna be always about art, and nothing else matters as much as art. And everything that's going to he does is going to be with regards to art. If a guy's all about music, everything's all about music. There's nothing else that matters more than music. If you swear to God, if you try to busy me with your stupid bullshit, I'll kill you. And their powers are always like you make people like you so that or like make somebody who hates you completely bow at your feet so that you can distract them and then fucking take them for your advantage. That's why a lot of toreadors are really good at getting getting blood, because they just go, all right, you love me now. And that's it. They're also the speed guys, so they're more, it's like if you were gonna talk about like Fallout, they're charisma heavy. That's their thing.
Uh,
And that's why I think it's always been my favorite way, because I prefer to talk. I've always been more of a talky guy. I feel this show is nothing but me being a talky guy.
yep.
It's proving how much I never shut up about things I like. So, yeah. Funny thing too, because the setting of Vampire the Masquerade has always been, so vampires exist, but we can't have people find out. And the level of vampire that you are is relative to the level of vampire that the person who made you a vampire is. You'll always be 1 degree lower. So if you were made a vampire by like a fucking ancient, like an antediluvian, the guys who are like at the top, 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 then you're like second highest amongst all the vampires. If you were made by like a seventh generation, you kind of suck. Which is what the Thin Bloods are. The Thin Bloods are basically like the fucking 13th or 14th. They're just like, oh yeah, I got all of the bad parts of being a vampire with very little of the good parts. I'm not super strong or super fast, but I can talk to animals, and that's kind of hype. Bats, go kill that guy. And yeah, the different clans have different powers. So the Tremere are like magician people who like use blood magic and make shit explode. There's a thing that they do called thaumaturgy, which is literally like make your skull explode by boiling your blood from the inside of your body.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the Bruja are like the fight guys, and every one of them has their own traditions. The Bruja are the guys who are like they love to just fucking start fights and shit because they're all about power, like physical power. They have a thing called like bash, which is like where they just kind of hang out and just beat each other up. It's like a fight club thing. It's weird. This is where they hang out, though. This is how you know. I was like, oh, you want to go find the Bruja? Go find a bash. They're like, we want to destroy. We want to fucking destroy the old world so that we can have a whole new one. And yeah, and then there's like clan elders and all that. And the point of the masquerade is that vampires exist, but nobody knows. And if anybody starts to find out because you're a fuck up and you're letting people find out, then higher level vampires have to come and snuff you, because the masquerade cannot be undone. That's why I think the tornado is so cool, because then with the presence, you can always run back the chance that anyone knows you're a vampire.
Just make them like you.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm not a vampire. As a matter of fact, I'm just very pretty. Okay, cool, I'm out. First, it's like the other guys have to kill people or get snuffed out by the goddamn by the
So
elders.
wouldn't the Toreadors always win?
I mean, no, yes and no. They're more like talky guys. So what that means is like when they get into a fight with fight guys, they're not always doing great.
Can't they
If you,
just talk to them though?
they would, yeah, but their powers don't necessarily work on other kindred. Oh, that's the word, the fucking Vampire the Masquerade for like other vampires.
Oh,
The kindred.
I
It's
guess
like,
like the kin to vampire.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, essentially. So yeah, it's a whole thing. Like the different clans have like disagreements. There's the shit. It's been a while. I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's Camilla, IRA, Camarilla, I think. They're the vampire faction who was like basically the cops for the vampire world. So they're the ones who were like in charge. Maybe it's Camila. I'm not sure. But yeah, they're the vampire faction that are like the cops and they're the ones in charge of keeping the masquerade. But everybody has their own like clan leaders and shit. In the game, there's only gonna be Thin Bloods, Bruja, Tremere, Toreador, Ventru, and Malkavian. And the Malkavian are crazy people. The Ventru are like mind dominators. Toreadors are like charisma people. Tremeres are magic guys. Bruja punch, and Thin Bloods have animal buddies. So yeah, and I think what's happening, at least from my understanding, is that like certain parts of the factions are finally mobbing up against the other parts of the factions. So I imagine, based on the clan you take, is which side of the argument you're going to be on. I'm not entirely sure, because what they basically said is that everybody's going fucking nuts, and the whole vampire politics thing is going fucking nuts. There's like agreements that are no longer being followed, and a whole bunch of shit. And there's like people just randomly getting attacked in the streets. It's called the mass embrace, where they grab people and just start and making them vampires. I was like, we're not. This isn't supposed to be happening. What the fuck is going on? The point of the masquerade is to not have people find out. If like 30 people go away in one night, shit's going down.
How do they run it back?
That's what I mean. I don't know. That's the point of the game. So I wanna find out. I want to see what it means. In the Vampire the Masquerade tabletop game, there's actually like a whole overarching narrative about the Masquerade maybe coming undone because the original vampire is coming back. the father of all of them, Kane. So yeah, the original first vampire, and he's like the strongest ever. There's also Diablerism, which is when you like eat vampires to get their powers. It's basically the only way to go up the rank.
Hmm.
If you're like seventh generation and you want to make it to six, you're gonna have to eat a sixth generation vampire.
Sounds like the what's it called? Like Beelzebub High School. And
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub. No, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Beelzebub. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's trippy, man. And like Vampire the Masquerade, just one of the games in Old World of Darkness, just like Werewolf the Apocalypse and Mage the Ascension and Wraith the Oblivion and so many other fucking things. Then they like closed it all up with one like whole thing as one timeline, and then they ran it back and they became the New World of Darkness, which is like I can't remember because I haven't read those. I read all the old World of Darkness because they were so interesting to me. Like the new one is more like modern goth versus the other one was. I mean, the other one was more like goth punk sort of. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's interesting, but it is really different. I think it's Requiem, Forsaken, and Awakening. But there's a bunch of other ones too where you can become like a fucking Frankenstein thing and Promethean the Created. And it's a whole thing. So yeah, I'm really excited for Vampire the Masquerade too because I've always really Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines too because I always really liked Vampire the Masquerade and I played Bloodlines 1. It's really cool. There's a whole bunch of it's very Fallout in the way the quests turn out.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, the
It's
charisma class and stuff.
yeah. So that's what makes it really fun, cool, and I'm really excited to see how this new one turns out. It's been so long. I wonder how it's gonna feel and what the changes are gonna be. It looks cool. So there's that. And yeah, that's all. That's all I wanted to say. It's funny that we both picked games. Usually one of us picks something different. I'm always end up picking a goddamn manga. Ah man, Vampire the Masquerade. Also Prison Break.
It's
Prison Break manga. Prison Break. Okay, so I guess that's it for Manga Palate this week.
and if you're listening, you
You
get
get it. You paused there. I thought you were gonna finish it, not wait for me to finish it.
I
But you
thought you were gonna finish
jump
it.
in.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes the pool is cold, Isaiah. Sometimes the pool is cold. All right, thanks for listening. Goodbye.